Good evening, everyone. This is Nitha Ramachandra from the NR Hour Sports Show. This is episode 990. We are live on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the Anchor and all the podcast platforms. So fans, please tune in. You guys can ask questions on the Spreaker app. For today's guest, we are joined by Lionel Dalton. He's a former defensive tackle, played for Eastern Michigan. He played for the Baltimore Ravens. That's where he won the Super Bowl. He also played for the Broncos, Washington Commanders, now the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Houston Texans, man. And what an inspiring story, man. Not only he played football, but this guy went through a lot throughout his career. He has a really inspiring kidney story, which we'll get to. He's an author, speaker. He has an amazing family. And he's the founder of Jelly. Go check out his website, Jelly Roll. So we're gonna get to all of that, his website, foundation, everything, man. So Lionel, I just want to say thank you for joining the show, and please, fans, tune in and ask questions. This is gonna be a good one. So Lionel, thank you again. And how are you and your family doing today?
We're doing great. The website is jellyrollgiftoflife.org. Right now I'm doing great, man. I'm healthy. I have a healthy functioning kidney. I have my energy back. I've gained too much of my weight back. I need to lose some weight. And I'm lucky. I'm a lucky man, and I'm enjoying the gift I received in Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore.
Yeah, so thanks for saying the website, because I don't like to get anything wrong, so I don't want to get the website wrong. So yeah, fans, go check out his website. So before we get to your career, man, I want to ask. Let's start with your inspiring story. So obviously you've been through a lot throughout your career, and I found something interesting. You got your kidney from a 17-year-old kid who passed away in a car accident. And just tell our fans, take us through that process. When did that start, and how tough was it to overcome that or go through that in your life?
Dialysis is extremely mentally draining as well as physically draining. You can't eat certain foods. You can't drink too much water. So you spend a lot of time, especially in the summer, dehydrated. Besides the mental stress of being in a dialysis clinic and seeing other people suffering, which can actually, I'm a sensitive person, so I feel people's emotions. Green lights.
Yeah, it froze up. I couldn't hear you. I think it froze up.
I hear you. Hello?
Yeah, it froze up, so I couldn't hear you. Say that again.
Which part? The whole thing?
Yeah, about your kidney. Tell our fans the process of going through that, and how tough is it for you throughout your career?
What, dialysis? Well, I got diagnosed in January 2020. Actually New Year's Day at 3:00 in the morning. I woke up short of breath, couldn't find something to help me. Nothing worked. Something told me to go to the fire station that's right around the corner from my house. They checked my blood pressure. It was like at a stroke. Oxygen level was very low. They couldn't figure it out. Went to the hospital. They stabilized me. They ran a bunch of tests, a kidney biopsy, and they said my kidneys only functioning at 17%, and I need emergency dialysis. And I started dialysis January of 2020.
Wow. And obviously you're feeling better now, right?
Huh?
You're feeling better now, 100%?
Oh, yes. August 28th of 2021, I received a life-saving kidney from a special someone. I wish I could meet his family, but I guess they don't want to reach out to me. It's up to the family to reach out.
Okay.
I was told it was a young person, and family has to get permission. But I heard it was a young person, which was tough because I have a kid the same age.
Wow.
That passed away, and I guess the family just don't want to reach out to me at the moment. But hopefully one day they reach out to me. And I received the blessing August 26th, and I've been feeling pretty good ever since my transplant.
Yeah, it's really like I said, inspiring story. And please, fans, check out his website. And now with your website, now you're helping other people that are going through the same thing. And let's talk about that. And what do you do? What do you tell people that are going through the same thing what you've been through? And what's it like for you? What's it been like for you helping out other people with the same situation?
So how Jelly Roll Gift of Life was started was, like I said, I met a lot of friends in dialysis that, I was there for 2 years, 3 days a week. I mean, 3 days a week. And so yeah, older gentleman that I met there, I heard about his story. His wife had passed away now about a year ago from cancer, and they spent most of their money trying to save her.
Yeah.
And then he found out he had kidney issues right after she passed away. And what his story was, they had called him. He's been on dialysis at this moment for like 30 years.
Wow.
And every time his turn to get a kidney came up, he never had enough money to pay for the medication, which are $300 to $400 a month, depending on your pre-existing conditions. And if you're on Medicare, they've got to pay that 20% copay, which is expensive because the procedure, the kidney, procedure is very expensive. So me, I went about it a non-traditional way. A lot of people can't afford what I did. I flew to different cities that I played for, got on different lists, started a campaign and wishing that a fan that I made happy or made a big play, or maybe they won a bet and would feel inclined enough to donate a kidney. It helped, it worked. I worked with a group called New Marketing Group, who's a friend of the family now, Cindy. And she, we started a social media campaign, and we end up reaching out to a lot of people, and a kidney came through for me in August. And so, but the way I did it cost money. Everybody can't fly to different cities and pay for hotels. So what I decided to do, because of the way I did it, and I realized everybody don't have the luxury to be able to do that, I raised money to help other people get on multiple lists and pay for their medications.
Wow, that's amazing. And we're glad that you're healthy 100%, helping other people out now. That is such an inspiration story. And a lot more people need to learn about more about your story, man, because this is no joke. People can die from this, obviously. And
yes,
like it's really, really inspiring what you've been through. And let's get to your awesome career, Super Bowl champion from the Baltimore Ravens. But for you,
yes.
when did you get interested? What started you to get into football, and who did you look up to while you were growing up?
Actually, a friend of mine up the street from me, I was sitting on the porch. I was actually on punishment for something I did. I was sitting on the porch. My mother said I couldn't leave the porch. And a friend of mine came up the street, and his brother was a coach, and they were going to football practice, and he practice. I was 8 years old. That was the first day I played. I was 8 in the Detroit Wolverines football team, and I led to high school, and led to Eastern Michigan, and led to Baltimore Ravens, from the first team I played for in the NFL. I ended up playing 9 years in the National Football League, won Super Bowl 35 in 2001.
Yeah. So for you, in high school, did you get to play any other positions other than defensive tackle? Did you learn any other positions?
Well, I played offensive. I actually got recruited mostly, but I made all state and all honors at offensive guard.
Oh wow!
But offensive guard was boring to me because they don't get to celebrate and make big plays like defensive players.
Yeah.
So I had to go to Eastern Michigan because that was the only team that would let me play defensive tackle. Everybody else wanted me to play offensive guard. But I played offensive guard, and then we didn't have a kicker that year, so we went for 2-point conversions every time. And so I was the fullback, so I got to play fullback a little bit as well.
Yeah, so we already have a question from one of our fans. They want to know, did you ever think when you were going through the tough situation? They want to know if you ever thought that there's a chance that there will be no kidney. Did you ever think about that?
Was the second year or the second year I went through it. I thought about it a lot because at the point I had got so sick, I went from 300. I had gained a lot of weight after I put to 219 pounds in a matter of 18 weeks.
Wow.
So I was fading away. I looked in the mirror and I was like, I didn't want to look in the mirror because I didn't like to look at myself. My family and everybody, my daughter, it was tough on them. And then one day I looked in the mirror and said, it's not over. I'm not ready to die. I researching alternative ways to, because there's people out there in other countries that they say they can never heal kidneys, like India and Australia. So I got on a vegan diet. I heard that helps the kidney rejuvenation. I started drinking different, waters and different herbs, and I started getting my energy back, eating better. I didn't feel as drained after dialysis, and so I was starting to, get my mojo back. I started gaining a little weight. My mother came down and cooked all my favorite childhood meals. And she put some weight back on me. Mama's love is always good.
Wow.
And I started to heal myself, and I started to feel better.
Yeah.
And then a month after I got my weight back on, I got a call from Baltimore saying they had a transplant for me, and I had to fly to Baltimore within 24 hours. And that's another issue. A lot of people can't get on the list because they can't afford a last minute flight. That can be expensive, leaving somewhere the same day or the next day. So I'm raising money for people to be able to go about it the way I did. I had a luxury to go about it the way I did. And, hopefully we save some lives.
Wow. Yeah. So in high school, you earned twice. You earned all Mid-American conference honors, and you went to the Hula Bowl. What was that like for your high school career? What would you say your best moments was in high school? Because I feel like you had a great high school career.
Yeah, that was college. I went to the Hula Bowl.
I meant college, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my college was where I felt that I should have went to a bigger school because I was better than them, but I think it worked out best for me because I was pretty much stronger than everybody in my conference. But I didn't take my SAT score seriously, so I had to go to a smaller school. And but I enjoyed it, have fun. It was I had a great college career. Pretty much was unstoppable because like I was saying, I was playing a level below my talent because of my inconsistency with my SAT test. But I had fun at Eastern Michigan. I met a lot of friends I have to this day. My best friend, the best man at my wedding, went to Eastern Michigan. So I enjoyed it. I was only 30 minutes from home, so I got to go home on the weekends and eat a home cooked meal every other weekend with the family. So it was cool. I had a good collegiate career.
Yeah, so speaking of Eastern Michigan, tell our fans, what was it like playing there in front of the fan base, and what was the atmosphere like, Eastern Michigan? And the Eastern Michigan is a great football program now, and they produce a lot of NFL players too.
Yeah, well, they've gotten better since I played. When I was there, it wasn't a lot of good players. It was me and Charlie Batch and Ron Rice. That was like, the three NFL players out of Eastern. But since recently, they've been playing really good football. They've done a lot. They've rebuilt the program there, a lot of new facilities. We get a lot of alumni, including myself, coming in, donating money to the program. So we're trying to rebuild our program right now. And, I look forward to, some more winning seasons from Eastern Michigan. But when I played, we weren't that good.
Well, what would you say the atmosphere like with the fans and playing in front of those fans?
It was fun atmosphere, but the only thing was we were only 10 minutes from the University of Michigan. Yeah. So if we ever played on the same day, nobody came to our game. They went to the big house, the University of Michigan. So, it was nice games when Michigan was playing a away game. We were playing a home. Fans would come out, and it was a great atmosphere. College was fun for me. It was a new experience for me, finally moving up. Being a great football player at Eastern Michigan, I enjoyed it. It was a good time. I had a lot of good times in college.
Yeah, so tell our fans about the Hula Bowl. What was that experience like and playing in a bowl game? And I feel like that's a big game for all college football teams, and all the players look forward to bowl games too.
Yeah, that was a college all-star game. That was a funny story about that. I wasn't originally invited. Then somebody got pushed to the blue and gray game, and then I got invited, as a last-minute substitute. And I go there, and the two guys starting in the Hula Bowl. This is like, and I went there, and then I got a shot. I think I got a shot for me starting. I played the whole game, but it was my first time out of the continent of the U.S. And that's when I done, because I'd never seen anything outside of Michigan, and besides the teams we went to play, I've never seen anything like Hawaii. Was so beautiful to me, and that's when I discovered my love for travel. And I've been traveling. Me and my wife traveled all over. We travel a lot, and so it was a great experience from a young boy from a small town from Detroit to get out of the city and see the other side of the world. So I enjoyed myself.
Wow. Yeah, so we have another fan question. One of our fans want to know. Obviously, you said offensive line is boring, so they want to know what was your celebration when you got a sack throughout your career.
Well, my nickname is Jelly Roll, and I always had
Yeah.
a nice sized belly, so I used to jiggle my belly and pat it a little bit, So you got the little Jelly Roll dance, But it was yeah. So yeah, I used to rub on my jelly belly, my little belly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's funny, man. So outside of the hula ball, what would you say your best moments was as a college football player?
My best moment. When we played, I played my first big school. We played Wisconsin, and I had a really good game. And so I realized that I probably could play at the next level because I really, that was my first time playing if I keep consistent, like the way I played against them, I can have a chance to go to the NFL.
Mhm.
So I guess playing against the University of Wisconsin my sophomore year in college, and my first day, that was my first game actually starting, and that was probably the highlight of my career. Just like, okay, I am good. I am a elite player because I dominated these guys, and they posted one of the best teams in collegiate sports.
Yeah, so now tell our fans about your draft experience. I mean, obviously, you got undrafted, but how this tells being part of being with your family, not waiting for your name to be called, and your name didn't get called. Obviously, how tough is that for
That
you?
was depressing because they threw a big party. My agent, I don't know if he just said it to me so I could sign with him. He told me I was gonna go the first day, third round draft pick. That didn't happen, and the next day they didn't call my name at all. And pretty much I thought that like I wasn't gonna play in the NFL. Then I got a call. I had no idea there was such thing as undrafted free agent rookie. And so I got called to ask to sign for Baltimore Ravens. I ended up signing for like $1,000.
Wow.
And then the guy who they drafted got like maybe $500,000. And then he ended up getting cut, and I ended up playing.
Nice.
And so he got cut. I'm looking like, can you give me that money? Because
Yeah.
I'm going to play. But yeah, they ended up cutting him, and then I ended up being on the active roster. And it was a lot of hard work. Because, free agent rookies, they cut you like that because they pretty much bring you as a camp body so the starters don't get hurt. And so what I did was walked around to all the vets and asked them what I got to do to make it in the league. And they told me I just got to do one thing better than everybody else. And so I focused on that one thing, and it kept me in the league for almost a decade.
Yeah, so speaking of defense, the Ravens are always known for their defense, and you got to play with some great players throughout your career. But what was it like just to have the Ravens be interested in you during undrafted free agency, and they believed you from day one? And how grateful are you that a historic franchise like Baltimore, they were interested in you from day one?
It was a great feeling, but the best thing was when we had a Super Bowl reunion party, and Ozzie Newsome came up to me and said, "I was wrong about you. I should have drafted you, and I should have let you go because you ended up being a great player." That was like the best feeling. Like I overlooked you. Like Ozzie, one of the best GMs in the league history, told me he made a mistake with me.
Yeah.
And he should have drafted me and should have kept me with the Ravens. So that felt really good, and but it was great. I had two options, but it wasn't a lot of. So Philadelphia wanted me a free agent rookie, but they wanted to give me $2,000, and Baltimore wanted to give me $1,000. And so evidently I chose right. I went to the team with $1,000. All money ain't good money. I ended up winning the Super Bowl. Ended up having a fan in Baltimore and donated a kidney to me. So it all worked out to have my first son is from Baltimore. So it was a great experience, man. I'm glad I chose Baltimore.
Yeah, Lionel Dalton, aka Jelly Roll. Even though you play for different teams, you'll always be known as a Baltimore Raven because that's the first team you've been with. And so for you, Ozzie Newsome, let's talk about him because what a great GM and great great person. Obviously, a big part of Baltimore history, and obviously he's retired now. But for you, what was it like just being with him? What did you see him about going about his business? What did you see from him?
The great thing about Ozzie, he understood us because he played himself. So I always enjoyed playing for coaches and being around general managers where they actually played the sport so they can relate. And so Ozzie was just like one of the guys outside of, recruiting. He would talk to us straight up like a player. He was, he would talk to you like he would want a GM to talk to him, you know. So that was a great experience being around management and coaches who actually played in the game, because anybody can understand what you're going through and the sensitivity around it, how important it is to you as somebody who's been through the trenches and been through the battles. So it was great playing for Ozzie because he understood us. He wasn't as strict as most people, because one time I missed curfew, a couple of me and my teammates, he pretty much cracked it and told us get our butts in the room. And he didn't really, he didn't make a big deal out of it because he understands he was a player. Sometimes you get late, but he would, you better play good tomorrow since you're late. He would put a little pressure on us, but he never really, he wasn't big on finding players or anything like that. He would joke with you and give you a hard time, but he wouldn't, he was cool. Ozzie was a really cool guy.
Yeah, so obviously you got to play with Jonathan Ogden, the Hall of Famer. So yeah, so one of our fans want to know, what was it like going against him during practices?
I didn't really win against him a lot. J.O. was like, his arms are so it's like, it's hard. By the time you get around J.O., the quarterback gone, was he's so wide and so big, and he was really he had really good feet to be offensive lineman. It really he had basketball player type, coordination. So he was big, strong. He was goofy, a big silly goofy dude. But he was football, yeah, he was a tough guy to deal with, especially with his foot speed and his hand-eye coordination. He was a tough guy, that's why he was one of the greats in Hall of Famer, because he did it practice and on the field. He handled his business.
Would you say that made you become a better player going against your own players in practices? What do you say?
I mean, he got to practice against the best defense in NFL history. To this day, we still got the record for fewest points. So, I mean, going against the best defense in NFL history for years at a time, because they kept Marwin. So Marwin kept all his players. You can't do nothing but be great going against practice against one of the we had Michael McCrary, Rob Burnett, Sarah Goose, Sam Adams, myself, Larry Webster, Jamie Sharper. We had like maybe 3 or 4 Hall of Famers, about 10, like 8, not 8, but like 7 Pro Bowlers on that team. And then all of us that was the backups who played a lot ended up leaving and starting on other teams. So we pretty much had 2 starting rosters. So I'm sure we had something to do with him being great, practicing going against the best every day. You can't help but get better.
Speaking of awards, we got to get you into the Ravens Ring of Honor, man. You deserve it.
Hey man, if that happens, that would be. Yeah, but yeah, that would be an honor if they ever did something like that. But yeah, you gotta call and tell them for me.
Yeah, I know. We gotta make this happen, man. Lionel, Dalton, man, you deserve it after what you've been through, man. But so speaking of ironic, how ironic is it that you played with John Harbaugh's brother, who's now the coach for the Ravens, Jim Harbaugh, in your rookie year. You played with Jim. So what was that like? Take us to the process.
I remember Jim just being a hard, I might want to say one of the toughest quarterbacks. He was a linebacker playing quarterback. I remember being aggressive, very direct, and very animated. And my rookie year, I didn't play much, and I got to watch the game a lot. And I just remember being a tough player. He was a hard-nosed player, a hard-nosed quarterback. Boy, like Tom Brady type quarterback. He was a hard nose, and I enjoyed watching him play. We didn't win a lot of games, but I enjoyed watching him play because he was tough. He was a tough quarterback. Yeah.
So obviously, in the beginning of your career, you guys went through a lot of struggles, but throughout the career, you got to start improving. And Brian Billick comes in. Man, this guy is a heck of a coach. Now he's doing big things as an analyst. I feel like once he came in, he turned around your franchise. And in the 2001 season, that's when you won the Super Bowl, your last year with the Ravens. So take us to that season. What was that like? You beat the New York Football Giants 34-7. You guys destroyed them, and you got to play with Shannon Sharp that year. Ray Lewis, man, a great linebacker. Obviously, Jonathan Wilson was on that team. Rob Woodson. So take us to that year when you won the Super Bowl. That's special.
I remember Brian Billick coming in and saying, we all don't have to have the same motivation. We just got to figure out what motivates us. And we got to come together as one collective group and have the same vision, which is to win the Super Bowl. And I remember that to this day. And I said that when I coach football, I use that all the time when I coach kids. guilty because I like to play, but I play mostly because I didn't want to go back. So I worked hard because I didn't have a lot of money growing up. So most of my motivation, besides winning games, was earning a legacy for my family, have a better life for my kids than I had. So I didn't feel guilty about that. But after Brian Billick made it clear that it's okay as long as you have the same goal, and that's to win the Super Bowl. And so he aligned us like that way. And Marvin was there anyway. Marvin, us on defense, we like to say it's Marvin Lewis Super Bowl. But the head coach always get the credit.
Yeah.
Because we won games, 6-9.
Wow.
Matt Stover was the leading scorer for the first 6 weeks of the season. So I like to think our defense won that Super Bowl, even though we had some great players and made some big plays on offense. I think that's our defense Super Bowl. I think we won this.
Yeah, I know, 34-7. But we have another fan question. One of our fans want to know, where do you keep your Super Bowl ring, or is it in close?
I keep it in my. I have a little chest here in my house. I keep it in, and I wear it when I go to events or talk to kids, or every Super Bowl. I wear it every Super Bowl. Just to remember. I wore it a lot when I was going through dialysis, just to remind myself that I did something great, and to remember that you did. You won a Super Bowl. You can overcome this. You did what it is to go to the next level and win the game. So it was definitely a motivator for me. I wore it all the time when I was going through dialysis.
Wow.
And it also made me feel good because I was a little depressed doing dialysis. People would talk about it and tell me they remember our team, you know what I'm saying? So it actually helped me feel a little better as well. Just, talking about, something I did, something I accomplished great in my life.
Yeah, that was like your good luck charm, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so speaking of that Super Bowl game, that's 34-7. Were you surprised the Giants came out like that flat?
No, because we had already beat them that year once.
Yeah.
We played them in preseason and the regular. Did we play? Was that our third time playing them that season? I thought we played them in preseason and the regular season. We had already beat them and blew them out in the regular season. So we didn't we didn't have any issues because I think Rich Gannon was scared of us. Because Rich Gannon was the quarterback, right? I think we put him out of the game regular season. Ray put him out the game. So we already was in his head because we already knocked him out the game during the regular season. And he threw 2 interceptions? I think he threw 1 or 2 interceptions at Super Bowl. So
I'm checking right now. Let me check the
I
think the Giants quarterback you faced
I thought it was Cannon or Gannon. I forgot the quarterback name.
It was Kerry Collins.
Collins. I don't know where I get Gannon from. Collins. Yeah. We had put him out of the game during the regular season. I think we played him either in the preseason or regular season. We played him, but we put him out the game. So we probably was already in his head. He knew we were going to come get him. So I think a lot of us knew we were going to win that game, especially because we thought it was going to be a better Super Bowl. I think would have been us against Minnesota that year. Mm-hmm. Randy Moss, because they had the number 1 offense and we had the number 1 defense. They had just broke all the offensive passing records and we had just broke all the defensive records. So I think that would have probably been a better Super Bowl. But when we saw New York, we didn't say anything, but secretly, no, we about to kick their ass. So, we already kicked their ass during the regular season.
And I mean, obviously, you guys had a great defense that year, but you got to play against, in my opinion, another great head coach in Jim Fassel, the late Jim Fassel, I should say. And what was it like playing against him? Obviously, a great head coach.
I forgot who was he with that year.
Giants.
Who?
The New York Giants.
Oh, I don't know why I'm thinking Coughlin was the coach then. Yeah, it was Jim Fassel, right? I mean, we kicked their butt, so I can't really. We didn't have any problems with the Giants at all. So it was always great to play against a good head coach and a good offense because we rarely had any real competition that year against anybody offensively. I think we put out like 3 or 4 quarterbacks that year. We heard a lot of people that season. We heard about 3 or 4 quarterbacks. So we didn't have a lot of issues. I mean, we pretty much kicked. Tennessee Titans is probably our toughest match. And they played hard-nosed football. And of course, Pittsburgh still is always a tough match for us. But after we beat Tennessee, I think we knew we had it. after we beat Tennessee, I think we knew we were going to win that Super Bowl. You didn't want to say it because you don't want to be big headed, but
Right.
after we beat Tennessee, we got this. I know a lot of us thought that way.
All I can say is if you guys were still playing, you guys would have been penalized 100 times now in this game.
I know. That's why I watched the game. Now I'm like, they playing aggressive flag football now.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way we would have. That's why I know our record is never going to be broken because they don't. You can't really hit like you used to. So our record might be around forever. So because it's hard to, like, right now everything's geared towards scoring touchdowns. And so you can't even. I think they can't even touch the receivers at the 5 yards anymore. We used to can jam them up.
Wow.
So they got it. After 5 yards now, you can't touch a receiver. So yeah, I think it's good. I mean, it's from a fan perspective, it's bad because you don't see all the big hits like you used to. But as a player, long term, health wise, I think it's great. And I think with less guys getting hurt, like I think they're going to start increasing salary caps.
Yeah. So
I think it's good for the players in the long run, and just for general health, because I know it's a lot of guys right now, friends of mine, are battling, mental issues and amnesia and dementia and stuff like that from all the hits they took from playing the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're friends with Leonard Marshall, if you know him, a former Giant.
I know Leonard. I lived in Boca Raton. Me and Leonard, he lives in Boca, so we used to hang out. Me and Leonard hung out a few times.
Yeah, 2 times. So he lives in our neighborhood now in Jersey. And
he did live in Jersey before. Yeah. He had a house in Jersey.
He was in Florida. Now he's back in Jersey in our neighborhood. And I interviewed him in person. It was an honor talking to him, and now we're close friends. And he said the same thing about he misses the hard hitting of the game. He misses the passionate of the game, and he said it completely changed in the NFL. So he's on the same boat like you. And obviously, I think I don't know if you know about the concussion issue going on now in the NFL.
Yeah, I know about it. Yeah.
He's part of that, I think, lawsuit, and he said that he's trying to make a change, and I'm sure you're trying to make a change with them too, right?
Yeah, I'm advocating for players with the with the concussion issues, because I got brothers that's doing pretty bad. Yeah. So like guys that's on disability because they just can't. Some guy can't even remember I know a guy that can't even remember his kids' names.
Wow.
His memory is like he already has dementia from all the concussions he took. So yeah, man, they need to take care of those guys. So it's hard to see, but yeah, I think, like I said, the protocol I think is best.
Yeah. It's
for the overall health of the players. So I don't have a problem with it. I'm getting used to seeing guys hit with their shoulder pads and not their helmets. So yeah.
So after you won that Super Bowl, what was the first thing you guys did? Obviously you went in the locker room to celebrate, but what was the first thing you guys did after you guys left the stadium?
We had the Ravens had an Armodale, rest in peace. Okay. There was a big party at the hotel. It was grand. We had a good time. He gave us all gifts. We ate well. Our families were there. I think we got, I got drunk. Got drunk, and me and a couple guys rented a limo and just partied and took the limo all the way back to Baltimore from Tampa Bay.
Wow.
And so we just hung out and partied, and we had a good time. We celebrated probably for about a month straight.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a childhood dream of yours. You win that. That's the thing you dream about as a kid. So it was like unreal. It was unreal.
I mean, the celebrations, like for NFL celebrations, when they obviously in all sports, celebrations are funny and crazy whenever they celebrate, and it's funny how the players get drunk all the time, and it's just funny how they act once they get drunk.
Yeah, because it's like your inner child comes out. Because that's the thing, when you start playing football as a kid, that's the thing you dream about. One day winning the Super Bowl, and it's here. So the inner child comes out. So guys might, act like a 10-year-old because you can't believe it because this is what you dreamed about as a little boy. So yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah. So one of our fans wanted to know. They want to know, what was your guys' hype music throughout your career?
The who?
Hype music.
My hype music was, who did I like to listen to? I like to listen to Mobb Deep.
Mm-hmm.
I like to listen to I listen to aggressive music. So I listen to crunk music like Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, anything to get my blood circulating, so I used to listen to Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. I listen to I would start off with slow music and then on the bus ride over just to calm myself down. Then I listen to hype music just to get my energy, get the goosebumps going. So I listen to Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, Nas, Jay-Z, all the, I listen to a lot of gangster rap when I play football because that would get me in the mood to want to hurt somebody.
I like where you're going. The throwback music, the throwback.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So obviously you spend time with different other teams, but did you ever think to yourself, maybe you could have spent your whole career with the Ravens? And how tough is it for you leaving the Ravens, the team you won the Super Bowl with, the team that believed in you from day one, but obviously you got to experience different cultures throughout your career?
That was hard, man. I did not want to. That was my first team I played for. I won a Super Bowl there. My son was there. I had a couple rental I start a little business there. I didn't want to leave Baltimore. I actually talked to what's his name, Pat Bourne, who's the old general manager assistant. I used to come back to Baltimore all the time. I used to visit my son. I would see them, and I would like, please bring me back. I used to beg them to bring me back. But it's a business of the game. So after that, I left Baltimore. I started to take football more as a business than because when you fresh out of college, you still got that college mentality. This is your team, you ride or die. So it hurts a little bit, but a little money helps the pain go away sometimes. So Denver Broncos wanted to pay me more than Baltimore wanted to pay me. So I had to think about my family at that point.
Yeah. So what did you, as a player, I know it's tough moving. NFL, all sports is a business. A lot of players move around. But for you, what did you learn from Denver, Washington, Kansas City, and Houston? Hello.
That's my little one right there.
She can come.
Okay, go ahead. You got some ice cream. Okay. All right. Sorry, my girl.
You're good.
All right, baby. No, you. All right, never. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. What did you ask me?
Yeah. So, what did you learn as a player going from Denver to Washington to Kansas City and Houston?
I learned that football is a business, but I also enjoyed different cultures. So Baltimore was on East Coast. I go to New York on the train, DC. Kansas is more like it's a family-oriented place. So it's a lot of eating barbecue. Yeah. I mean, the biggest event in Kansas was the barbecue cook-off they had every year. It's more family-oriented. It was a little slower, but there's a lot of history there. So the stadium was still the same from when it was originally built. So when I pull into the Kansas City locker room getting ready for the game, you would feel like, I don't know if you watch those old NFL films when they show the old stadium. Mm-hmm. That's the feeling you get, like, oh my God, it's like I'm going back in time and I'm playing in an old school football game. They still had dirt fields. Yeah. So it was still old school, hardcore football. So it was a good cultural experience, just the history of football. Living in Kansas, learned a lot about the history of football.
Yeah, that's where you got to spend most of the time throughout your career. You spent 2 years with the Chiefs and only 1 year with the Broncos. And obviously, with the
I played 2.5 with the Chiefs.
Yeah, 2.5 years. I think.
Yeah.
So obviously, all these teams you play for are great organizations, but the Chiefs, man, it must have been special for you because the fan base is great there. It's one of the toughest stadiums to play in.
Yeah, the fans, they love you in Kansas. I can't tell you how many foreheads and babies I signed. People told me to sign these babies.
My God.
They love the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs fans would be at the stadium Saturday morning until Sunday after the game. Wow. So they would camp out there. They would camp out at the stadium. They would be there all day and have like barbecue. Wow. That's the only stadium I put into where they didn't give you a game day magazine. They would give you a loaf of bread. So they give everybody a loaf of bread who pulled up to the stadium. So it was like old school football. That's what reminded me of watching a throwback, a Dick Buckus day, old school football. That's the feeling you get in Kansas.
Wow. Yeah. And obviously you had a great defense in Kansas City. You played with Jared Allen, former Viking. And actually, speaking of former Chiefs, we had Tom Ali on our show 2 weeks ago.
That's my boy. I talked to Tom, but I think he's a musician now.
Yeah, he makes his own music, and it was an honor. It was an honor talking to him. But for you, what was it like being part of that defense? And did that remind you of the Ravens defense a little bit?
We had a tough defense. We had a real tough defense. We were fast. It reminded me a little bit about the Ravens defense. We played hard nosed. Gunther Cunningham runs the same similar defense that Marvin Lewis ran. So yeah, it was very similar. It was easy for me to adjust in Kansas. They played the same football. I had my best, actually, statistically, I had my best years in Kansas City. I got 10 sacks my whole career. I got 8 of them in Kansas City. So yeah, I had some good years in Kansas. So I enjoyed, I played well in Kansas. Kansas really, they wanted me the same year I left Baltimore, but they didn't want to pay what the Broncos wanted to pay.
Oh, wow.
And I would have been back. It would have been a better fit for me to go to Kansas. And right now, I wish I would have went to Kansas and played because they want to do a 1-year deal, and then I probably could have still got what I got in Denver. But everything works out, in divine timing, and it was meant for me to, take the journey that I took, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time in Denver, and I enjoyed my time in Kansas as well.
Yeah, so we have another fan question. They want to know what was it like playing with Ray Lewis?
Intense. Very intense. Like Ray Lewis is the type that if you tired and you turn around and you dead tired, you look at this dude, he's still barely breathing. And he's like, every play is like intense.
Yeah.
So Ray Lewis one of those players you can feed off his energy. So like, that this dude playing every down all day, I don't have any excuse to get tired. So he was great, and he raised the level of our play because he played so good, and he was always intense, and he was in every down. So yeah, it was enjoy watching him play. Sometimes on sideline, it was like, damn, did he just run that? He would run. I remember seeing one time run Cordell Stewart down, and Cordell Stewart had a 15-yard head start.
Wow.
You remember how fast Cordell Stewart was?
Yeah.
And I was looking like, man, he's a freak of nature. And I enjoy watching him play, and I enjoy feeding off his energy because he used to get me fired up before the games.
Yeah. It must have been a treat for you too. And when he got enshrined into the Hall of Fame, when you reached out to him, what did he say to him when he was in Hall of Fame?
I mean, everybody knew he was going to the Hall of Fame. He deserved it. He knew he was going to the Hall of Fame. I think everybody knew Ray was going to the Hall of Fame. I talked to him. Like I said, he came up to me and told me, some of us are leaving, dying too soon. You got to take care of your health. They gave me a standing ovation at the Ravens game, Kansas City Chiefs Raven game. Ironically, they were playing the Chiefs. And they put me on the Jumbotron, and, the fans gave me a standing ovation. And Ray said, if I need anything, just call him. So he's always been a good teammate. And I'm like, he told me he's there for me if I need anything. So he was he's a good dude.
Yeah, so now how grateful are you to be in this position? Obviously playing the game you love, football, winning a Super Bowl with the Ravens, and going through what you've been through with the kidney situation, and now being healthy and having your own business, and having your own helping out other people in the same situation as you, having a book out there and speaking at all these schools, events. So what's that been like for you? How grateful are you to be in this position right now?
I think I've always been a philanthropist. That's just who I am. Like I said, I'm one of those people. I can feel other people when they're going through things. So I think I was put on this earth to help other people. Yeah. That's when I'm truly satisfied. And so just doing this, I don't know. I went through this, because I was looking for another purpose, and then I just getting sick, and then through this pain, I realized that my purpose is to help people. Alex is 3 days a week, 4 to 5 hours. So we gift cards, Pampers, anything to help the mother to lighten the load, because that's stressful, on whoever's the parent that's taking the kid back and forth to Alex. That's stressful. So we try to help as many people as we can anywhere we can, and I enjoy it, man. It feels good. I feel like I'm doing God's work, and hopefully I can be a blessing to others. Continue to raise money and eventually be able to fly people back and forth. We're still in the process of raising enough money to start paying for flights and things of that nature. So I'm just on the grind, just talking to as many people as I can, and hopefully, we receive some blessings, and I can start blessing others from the blessings I receive.
Yeah. So speaking of obviously an author also, and let's talk about your book and tell our fans where can they find your book and what's it like having that book for you in your life.
Oflife.org, or you can go to jellyrollworld.com. That's the book, direct to book. But you can go to my website, Jelly Roll's gift of life.org.
Yeah.
All the proceeds to the book now also goes to my nonprofit. But yeah, my book is about me and my wife. She's been in real estate most of her life, and she was tired, and I was just I just retired, and we just in America, it was a lot going on. Something was going on. Maybe I don't know, it was a war or something. And we decided we just want to travel. So we took all our stuff, put it in storage, sold our house, and we traveled for a year. And we went all through Africa, Southeast Asia, Iraq, China, all of the eastern side of the globe. We went a lot of places, and we traveled for like almost a year. And I wrote a book about my self-discovery from what I've learned from different cultures. Learning about different cultures makes you learn about yourself, and just experiencing other cultures and reaching out to people. And it was a great experience, just meeting different people, different cultures, and learning about the other way people do things, and realizing that this world is huge and everybody don't think like you, and everybody, like, they try to make, like, I feel like here they try to make all Muslims seem like bad people, but I met some good Muslims when I was traveling. I say these people are not bad people. So it's just nice to meet the people for yourself and not go off the propaganda of TV. We met some really nice people, especially in Bali and Thailand. We met great people. Some Balinese people are some of the friendliest people on the planet, in my opinion. And that's our favorite. That's me and my wife's favorite country. Hopefully one day we go there and live permanently when I'm older. But it was a great experience, man. I enjoyed it. And my 3-year-old, she loved it. And my 3-year-old just wrote a book too about all her pictures. She made an ABC book, book about all the animals she saw. And because we were on safaris in Kenya for like weeks.
Wow.
And we caught the great wildebeest migration in Kenya. I don't know how. We didn't know it was there. We just happened to go to Kenya, and it's the great wildebeest migration. So we see it, hundreds of thousands of wildebeest just walking and seeing lions hunting and alligators eating them. It was like,
oh my God.
It was like surreal. Like, I was like, you see it on TV, but see it up close, it's like, this is real. So it was a great experience for me and my family, man. We enjoyed it, and look forward to, now that I'm, off dialysis, to me and my wife and family be able to go to travel again. Because that's the one thing with dialysis, you can't really travel.
And it's crazy. And speaking of Kenya, my father does a lot of work in Kenya, Africa, helping out these kids. And actually, he just came back from Kenya recently. We donate clothes to the kids, and they help. Yeah, so he goes. Yeah, so my father goes there, helps with those kids, and then makes their lives easier. And I think they're trying to build something there. I'm not too sure, but yeah. So he goes there he goes there every.
It's 2 Kenyans. Like, I didn't notice. This part of Kenya is really nice, like $1 million homes. And then I went to Mesamara, where the people still live, the Messiah people still live amongst the animals.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience, man. Yeah. The people are nice. Africa is beautiful. It's nothing like what they show on TV. It is one of the most beautiful places on earth, and I loved it there. And I want to go to West Africa, and I want to go to Ghana, and I want to go there. I want to go there next. I haven't been there. I went to South Africa. I went to the Congo. Went to Ethiopia, Egypt. We went to all those places, but I didn't get a chance to go over there because I think they wanted the yellow fever shots, some malaria shots, and we didn't have them, so we couldn't go. But I plan on going there next. Yeah.
My father, I think he focuses on Nairobi a lot.
Nairobi, okay.
Yeah, so he helps out the kids there, and this is what not only my father, but this is what I like about former athletes helping out their own. Like, for example, Tamba Ali, he's from Bonga, Liberia. So he told me when he was on the show, he told me that he's trying to build a school there, but it's a long process now because of COVID. So he wants to build a school there. So this is what I love learning about. This is because our show is not only about the careers, it's about what they do after, and learning about inspiring stories, man. This is what I love to hear.
Yeah. So when I was in Tanzania, Tanzania, with a Nigerian from Tanzania. You got the kids who don't go to school because the parents can't afford it, and then you got the kids in school. So it's $168 a year. So we sponsored now, since I've been gone, I sponsored like 5 kids.
Yeah.
And I pay for them to go to school every year. So that's just amazing. It's like they can't afford to go to school. It's only $168. So that was sad to hear that. But it's definitely a need for early education, K through 12 schools over there. So a lot of the kids don't go to school. They whatever their mama and pop's doing, that's what they do for a living. And they end up, they don't have a lot of opportunity. So, education gives opportunity. And so it was sad. And these kids couldn't go to school. So
yeah, my family sponsors at least. My family sponsors kids too in Africa. I think at least like six, 7 kids we sponsor in Africa.
Yeah,
so
that's great, man. That's great. I love it, man. I love Africa. I like South Africa. So South Africa is beautiful.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful in South Africa.
Yeah. So for you though, what's it been like now sharing your? Because I've seen you in other podcasts. So what's it been like sharing your story and your experiences and your career on different platforms like this?
Recently, it was tough because as a tough athlete, you don't like to talk about you don't want people to feel sorry for you. And but I noticed that my wife convinced me to share my story, that actually it was liberating. It felt good to talk about the story because I got feedback from people who like, thank you, somebody of your stature or what you do, telling my stories. I'm going through it as well. And it's inspiring. And then it's and then come to find out it's a lot of players in the NFL on dialysis. You wouldn't know this. And it's because of the medication, the Motrin, and the Toradol shots we take, it kills our kidneys. Wow. So it's a lot of players suffering from this, from the NFL. And so it's just inspiration. And then hearing from people, old friends. Okay, baby. Hearing, inspirational stories from people, wishing me good well. Even Marvin Lewis called me. That was a great call. I haven't talked to him since I left Baltimore. Marvin wasn't the first person to call me.
Wow.
But it was just good hearing from people I talked to in a while. People, wishing me luck, praying for me, and just it really lifts my spirits talking about it, and then getting the feedback and getting the well wishes from other people really helped me push through the mental, depression or stress I was going through because I got young kids. You think about all types of stuff. If I die, or my 3-year-old remember me, that right there alone. Thinking about I die, my 3-year-old might not remember me. And so I still get choked up by it a little bit now when I talk about it. But yeah, it was some rough mental days. But I think, football, it helped a lot, because you got to be mentally tough. And it helped. But it was just nice hearing from a lot of people. Like people I ain't talked to in decades called me when they found out about my story. And it was good. I had a couple of people, Kawika Mitchell, Eric Warfield from Kansas City Chiefs. I had a couple of players actually get tested to try to donate.
Oh, wow.
A couple old teammates trying to test. And so it was really, it was Kyle Richardson, the kicker for the Ravens, got tested. Yeah. So a couple of my players, my teammates got tested. So that felt good too, just to know that they care enough about me to, to give me a kidney, So that was special. So I felt truly lucky and blessed to have friends and family who love me enough to donate and to try to get tested to try to donate. So, man, it was a stressful experience, but it also was a blessing experience. Just the love I felt and got from the people and the fans.
Wow. Yeah, people forget about Kawika Mitchell, man, as a player. This guy was a heck of a player too.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. So, speaking of Marvin Lewis, do you think in my opinion, he deserves another chance at coaching? In my opinion,
definitely, Marvin was a great coach. It didn't help that Cincinnati went to the Super Bowl after he left, but I think Marvin definitely deserves another chance. Mm-hmm. He was a great coach. I enjoyed playing for Marvin, and he was tough, but he was a good coach to play for. He allowed the players to be players. He wasn't like micromanaging. Pretty much you get it done or you're gonna be out of here. He treats you like a man, like any other job. You better do your job. I'm not gonna babysit you. I'm not gonna, like in Super Bowl, we didn't have no curfew during Super Bowl. The Giants had to be home at 7, 8 o'clock every night at the hotel. We had no curfew or anything. Only day they told us to get home early was the night before the game. But we were living like we was partying and hanging out like any week in Baltimore Super Bowl week. And so that's what they did in Baltimore. They didn't even make us stay at the hotel during training camp. We got to go home and come back. So they treated us like men, and I think we respected him for that. And I think that's why we played so hard for him, because he gave us respect.
Wow. Yeah. So a couple more things here before we let you go. We have another fan question. One of our fans want to know who was the toughest quarterback you had to face.
Great question. And my career period, or with Baltimore?
Your career.
Michael Vick.
Oh, that's a good one.
My coach, Gunther Cunningham, thought for some reason he's gonna make me be the spy on Michael Vick. Like I can actually tackle him. So my job was the only thing to do, if he starts to run to the wide side of the field to make him cut in.
Wow.
So I didn't have to catch him. I just had to make him redirect. And one time he did an Allen Iverson juke on me. I think he juked me so bad. I fell on my face trying to tackle Michael Vick. But that was probably the toughest quarterback, Michael Vick. And I'm a fan of his as well. So it's like,
Yeah,
Michael Vick was probably the toughest quarterback I went against, in my opinion.
Do you keep in contact with him?
When I was living in Florida, I saw him a few times. But no, I don't really see him that often. I keep in contact with a couple of players, but I haven't talked to Michael since I left Florida. He lives in Sunrise, Florida, and I still live there. But I haven't talked to him since then. Actually, I haven't talked to him since the Roy Jones-Travis fight. Travis, it was the guy like Roy Jones on the first round in that one fight. Roy Jones. Yeah, it was a fight, and they flew all the players down. That's the last time I hung out with him, actually.
Oh, wow.
I talked to him and, passing, but the last time I hung out with him was that Vegas fight, the Roy Jones fight.
Wow. Yeah, so before we get to the last two things, two of your former teams, the Broncos and Washington, made trades for quarterbacks. The Broncos getting Russell Wilson and Washington getting Carson Wentz today. What are your thoughts?
I haven't been keeping up. So Russell Wilson went to
Denver?
Yeah. He went to the AFC? I thought he was staying in the NFC.
He wanted to go to Denver.
Okay. Denver. I mean, they got a pretty good team. What happened to so they got rid of their quarterback? He went to what did their quarterback? Denver? Huh?
Yeah, so they got rid of Drew Lock, Noah Fant, a couple of draft picks, went to Seattle, and they got Russell Wilson. Yeah,
that's gonna be interesting. I want to see how that plays out.
Yeah,
so
now
different game.
That division would be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good season. I would like to see that. Denver, Russell in Denver. Yeah, we'll see.
And then
I don't know. I can't pick out of damn Seattle. So I'm interested to see. I'm sure he's gonna do well. He's a good player. He'll find a way to adjust. Huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be weird seeing him in a different uniform though.
Yeah, because Russell, that's one of those players you would just think he's gonna retire with Seattle. But I guess Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay. I didn't expect that either. So it might be a good thing for Russell. He might win another Super Bowl or get to another Super Bowl.
And your other former team, Washington, made a trade today with Carson Wentz, getting Carson Wentz from Indianapolis.
Okay. Oh, Carson Wentz. Okay. Washington need help, man. They were pretty bad last year, right? Yeah, they need help. I haven't really been keeping up with Washington. I just realized they got a new name. I haven't really been keeping up with Washington, but I enjoy living in DC. But I like to. I'm interested to see how the season plans out this year. But it's gonna be an interesting season.
Yeah. So speaking of, I think I asked you before about Combine before this interview happened. But
you actually gotta watch it. Yeah.
So let's talk about that real quick. Obviously, we're coming off the Combine and a lot of interesting players this year in the draft. But for you, what was your Combine experience like?
I didn't get invited to the Combine.
Oh wow!
That's why I don't watch it, because I don't like watching it because I didn't get invited.
That's crazy.
I thought if you didn't go to the Combine, you didn't go to the NFL. I thought my career was over when I didn't get invited.
Wow.
But I didn't get invited.
That's crazy.
That's funny. I didn't get invited, but I ended up playing longer than a lot of people.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So I mean. Well, but I saw the big guy from Georgia run that 4.8.
Oh, Jordan Davis! I posted on my Instagram 4.78.
Yeah, it's fast to me. I ran a 4.8 for my pro day, but I was like 3'11", 6'2", but he like what 3? How big is he?
I think I'm not sure.
36'5" or something like that.
I think so. Yeah.
That's moving for a man that size.
Yeah.
That is. These kids are getting faster and bigger, man.
His vertical jump was a 10.
He's a freak of nature. He's a freak of nature, man. I would like to see who pick him up. I want to Lion. I want to see him in the NFL. I like to see guys in the NFL because you'd be surprised. A lot of guys be great college players, and be horrible in the NFL. So I like to see how the guys pan out. The guys that everybody get all the hype coming out and see how they play in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. So
you a Cowboy fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody likes the Cowboys.
But the last two things here before we let you go, our team is part of this foundation. It's called the Hugh Jackson Foundation. He's a former NFL coach. He's now the head coach for Grambling State University.
I know Hugh.
Yeah.
He was in Washington when I was there.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, he was the quarterback coach.
Oh nice. Yeah, he's awesome, and we're trying to help him prevent human trafficking and making sure the community stays safe, the kids stay safe, and it's so horrible out there what we're seeing with human trafficking. So we'll send you the foundation so you can go check it out.
Okay. Yeah, I like you. Actually, I almost went to Grambling.
Oh yeah.
They wanted me to play offensive guard, and I just I didn't want to do it.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that the if you went to Grambling, you could have played with Doug Williams, right?
No, I can play with. I'm not that old. As a coach or as a player?
Huh?
As a coach or a player?
Player.
No, I'm not that old, man. Okay. I watched Doug win the Super Bowl. I was in high school when he won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
But I could have played with Eddie Robinson.
Oh, Andy Robinson.
Yeah, yeah. My coach, we ran the wing T in high school. And Eddie Robinson I think he invented the wing T.
Oh, okay.
So I coached my mom's club would raise money and fly us from Detroit to Louisiana to run the wing T.
Oh wow.
And so Eddie Robinson wanted me to be his pulling guard. They pull the guard a lot in the wing T.
Okay.
But I wanted to play defense, so I went
to well, it worked out well.
Yeah, it did.
So the last thing here, would you like to say anything to all the nurses, doctors, and all the essential workers right now?
Man, I like Dr. Lesser, who was my surgeon, and everybody at Johns Hopkins, they had class act. They took really good care of me. I've given them all gifts already anyway, everybody who has something to do with my surgery. But I just really appreciate the city of Baltimore. They showed me love. I had all my best, like most of my young adult best memories happened there. I had my first child there. I won a Super Bowl there. I bought my first house there.
Wow.
And so Baltimore will always be a second home to me. If the weather was better, I would move there. But we go to Baltimore at least once or twice a year. I'm gonna be there more. We're having a 5K run next year in April with the Ravens at the stadium. I plan on being in Baltimore a lot. I'm passing it forward. So Baltimore's a city that helped save my life. So Baltimore's a city I'm gonna help most of the people, a lot of the people who suffering from this disease that I had to deal with. And I just look forward to doing my part and helping the city to help me. So yeah.
Speaking of, before we close this out, the Ravens has been part of a lot of inspiring stories. If you look at Michael Orr, another inspiring story. Michael Orr has been through a lot, and he played for the Ravens. The one thing I love about the Ravens is they don't go in free agency to sign the splashy free agents. They just build on their own team. They go from within the draft, or they re-sign their own players. So they don't go. Right. You don't make splashy moves. Ravens are they stick to their plan, and that's how they succeed every year.
Listen, Priest Holmes was a free agent rookie like me, got $1,000.
Yeah.
I was a free agent rookie. Keith Washington. It's a lot of Anthony Mitchell. They had a lot of players on that Super Bowl team that Ozzie signed as free agent rookies that end up starting or playing a major role in that defense. So Ozzie has an eye for talent.
Yeah.
And the Ravens, I guess I think he still is on as some type of mentor or something. And the guy now, I'm having a brain fire right now. LaCosta, I can't remember his name. Lacey's husband, LaCosta.
Yeah.
He's really good, and he's doing a great job with the Ravens. And his wife actually works for the Ravens. She sits on my board of directors, so she's helping me give back to the community as well.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, she's been a blessing for us, helping us, help people in the Baltimore area. So I plan on doing a lot of things with the Ravens in the future, and I look forward to helping and just doing my part.
let me know when you're in Baltimore because I can drive up there from Jersey.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I'll let you know. Yeah, we got a couple events coming up. We got a bowling event, and we're gonna have a 5K run and many more events. So I'm doing a black tie event coming up beginning of next year. I'm speaking for the kidney what's it life Living Legacy Foundation of Baltimore, kidney organization. I'm doing a big speech there. So we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff in Baltimore. I'm gonna do a lot of stuff, try to help as many people I can while I'm here. You
Wow.
know, and so I'm excited about it. And I look forward to it.
So would you like to plug anything to our fans where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, you can go to Lional, Lional .jellyroll.dalton. That's on all my platforms: Facebook, social media, Instagram, TikTok. Okay, baby, I'm gonna kiss you boo boo in a minute. Yeah, Lionel.jellyroll.dalton, or you can go to my website, jellyrollgiftoflife.org. All the links are there as well. But yeah, follow me on social media. I'll be doing things throughout the city. I'm looking to do some stuff in Kansas City. Hopefully, I got to reach out, trying to see who I still know up there. But I plan, help as many people as I can, because Kansas City has one of the shortest waiting lists. A lot of people don't know.
Oh.
Kansas City's transplant waiting list only 1 year in Kansas.
Yeah.
It's like everywhere else is anywhere from 6 to 8 years.
Wow.
Kansas City they have a year waiting list. It's a shorting waiting list in the United States for a transplant. So I'm trying to get people, because I was headed to Kansas City on a flight, but when they called me from Baltimore, so I just switched my flight up and moved to Baltimore. But I'm trying to get as many people as I can on that Kansas City list.
Wow.
So we can help as many people as we can. And I look forward to it, man. I got a big mission ahead of me, and hopefully I can help a lot of people.
And we're gonna help you guys out too. Let me know if you need help when you guys come down to Baltimore. We'll help you out in person too. Come to your events,
Okay.
because this is really amazing. And fans, man, this wraps up episode 990 with Super Bowl champion, former defensive tackle Lional Dalton from the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens for life. He's gonna be part of. Obviously, he played for different teams, but he's gonna be known in the Baltimore area for a while. And
Ravens,
there you go. So
I always got on my Ravens gear.
And thank you to our fans for tuning in and asking questions to Lionel today. And this was an honor, amazing story. Go follow him on all social media formats. And thank you again. And we would love to have you back on the show down the line so you can meet the full team. But keep up the great work, man. And we'll obviously stay connected and hopefully meet in person one day.
Definitely. Anytime. Just let me know. I would love to come on the show. But yeah, I'll let you know what I got going on, and we can stay in touch.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.